We continue to invest in our technology, our investment in operations, fund operations, our data transparency reporting, and really our regulatory services so that clients don't have to.
Today, I have the pleasure to welcome in the studio Ian MacWilliams, who is Managing Director of SEI, and Laurent Scherer, who is a Director. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
So, I would like to talk with you about how you guys are powering global strength for asset managers all over the world. So, let's start maybe, Ian, with a first question. What distinguishes SEI's service offering?
Sure, thanks, Jerome. So when I think back to our founding 55 years ago in the fintech space, and the last 30 years of providing services here in Europe, what I think distinguishes SEI are three things. The first is our open technology platform architecture that allows for straight-through processing and really full data transparency so that asset managers can focus on their energy on raising capital, creating new investment products, and really driving alpha. The second thing I think is our operational platform. At SEI, more specifically within our investment manager servicing unit, IMS, we have 2,000 financial professionals that are located globally and providing that experience to over 300 asset managers.
And that's, I think, extremely important because the way regulation is evolving all over the world all the time. I mean, you can no longer stay in sync with the market if you don't have those resources.
That's right. It's really having that experience to service the more complex asset classes on a day-to-day basis, making it seem seamless, which has really driven SEI to become the largest by asset fund administrator for private credit funds globally. We continue to invest in our technology, our investment in operations, fund operations, our data transparency reporting, and really our regulatory services so that clients don't have to. And then lastly, I think our culture really distinguishes us. From our open office strategy, being able to design teams to come together and collaborate openly has really created a partnership / extension for our clients' firms so that we can stay connected and really be proactive in anticipating their needs.
And talking about the needs, maybe Laurent, you can tell me how are these needs evolving?
Yes, thank you. So client satisfaction is not hard, it's not rocket science, and the conversations that we're having are two discussions mainly. One is often around data complexity, and we can talk about more about this later. And the other conversation is about the complexity of the structure, the whole program, so the locations and the different products that our clients are using. So those are the main two discussions that we have. Coming back on data, something that our clients, a common theme that's always coming back is how will we get the data from our clients? So what's the interface? How do we digest the data? What are we doing with it? Manipulating calculations? And of course, how do we reflect the data back to the clients once it's ready? So at SEI, for instance, we have an interactive workflow tool that allow our clients to log into our systems, into our checklist, see exactly what we do. When they send a transaction, they trust, not only do they trust that it's done, but they can actually verify in the interactive tool that it can be done. So data is a big
real-time dashboard.
Real-time dashboard. The work is done as it comes in. Our clients are not waiting until the end of a quarter to receive an Excel spreadsheet by email that they need to chase 20 times.
And on the data front, do you think Luxembourg is up to speed compared to other jurisdictions? Or, we heard about those cybersecurity things, or do you feel we need to accelerate our digital transformation?
Yes, fintech has become very cost efficient in recent years, and we see that Luxembourg is definitely a jurisdiction of expertise. So we have all the tools necessary to provide the client with an excellent experience in terms of his data. And of course, there's always room for improvement. There's always new ideas coming out. There's always new companies evolving, and there might be in the industry certain bottlenecks that we need to fix,
of course,
collectively. But Luxembourg is a true center of excellence, as you know, and many of our audience know. It is the #1 location for cross-border distribution of funds. You know, it's the largest fund domicile overall in Europe. It's the second largest worldwide, and there's good reason for it, right? And that's why we are in Luxembourg. And in Luxembourg, we are even, you know, the biggest provider for US sponsors, for instance, the biggest provider for credit funds. So we do have a good look on the market share, and we see that, you know, the tech is there, the staff is there, the excellence is there. Luxembourg is a great location for your fund.
Yeah, and there's an interesting number that 19.6% of all funds from Luxembourg originate from the US. So surely here the channels of communication are already extremely strong. Anything else about the complexity, how you help your clients reduce this complexity?
So one topic that comes up in every discussion that we have with our clients and prospects is like you say, about complexity of jurisdiction, but also products. I mean, fund programs have been complex. This is not new, but they have been complex for years. But we see more and more complexity in terms of new markets evolving. Now everyone talks about South Africa, for instance. I mean, Luxembourg and Ireland are the obvious locations for us where we are present. We call it co-location. What we want is be where our client is, where the decision-making center is, close to our client, especially for client service. But we also want to be close to where the products are of our clients. And you know, in Europe, that's Ireland and Luxembourg primarily. There is other jurisdictions for cross-border funds, but that's something that's very important to us, to be close to our clients, close to their products, you know, have that ability to service them across different jurisdictions and also across different products, equity products, debt products. You know, Ian mentioned that we are the largest provider in terms of credit funds. And we're really proud of it, and that's how we want to make how we want to provide an excellent client solution to, especially to the upper couple of hundreds top tier private equity managers that maintain fund structures across the globe.
And I think in this league, of course, size matters. You need to be able to follow them all over the jurisdictions where they are active, with the level of expertise that they require. So if we close the interview maybe with a little view on the risks and the opportunities that you identify for your company, for Luxembourg, and of course for your clients. Maybe Ian first.
Sure. So when I think about risks, there's always opportunities. They go hand in hand. And when I put myself in the shoes of a fund manager, you know, whether it's internal or external, it's really on the operational side of having that skilled and experienced staff being able to put accurate reporting together. We know, you know, in the industry of hearing NAV errors and incorrect statements, this can affect the valuation on investor transactions or lead to misinformed decision making, which then raises that risk of missing investment opportunities. So partnering with a global fund administrator that has a follow-the-sun model and the sophisticated technology and operational platforms to not only take in the data and merge it together, both from internal and external sources, it really allows the fund manager to focus on their core competencies.
And Laurent, do you also identify some risk or opportunities?
Yes, in this context, SEI Investments is an employer of choice. Much like in winemaking, where you would hand select, where you would harvest by hand the grapes and, you know, select the best fruit to make a great wine. We have the same approach when we look at talents. We want to retain the best talents. You know, make a great wine by, you know, processing it and harvesting the right grapes. That's how we provide. That's how we want to provide the best opportunities to our people. You know, give them the best training. Integrate them in the best teams, keep the turnover low with those strategies, and if you only select the best talents and you retain the best talents, you end up with a great team, just like you end up with a superior wine if you follow that process.
Yeah, over time, I think long term, of course, is critical. Maturation, training are all very important, and coming from you, especially, you're a Luxembourger. You live at the Mosel, so I take this as an expert word. So,
Exactly.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.